good afternoon. We're ready for a round of 32 casual boots bracket match. We're making some pretty good progress, and we've got some two pretty amazing runners. You might have heard of them before. We've got Jem on the left, we've got Willard on the right, already defeated their first round opponents from the round of 64, and we're all ready and set to go for this hopefully speedy match. We already got boots, we already got a sword already marked on our trackers by one only awesome Sammy as our tracker, and of course I'm joined here today by Ak. How's it going, dude?
Dude, it's awesome. And yeah, I see this says it's a casual boots tournament, but then I was looking at the two runners and I was like, this is far from casual.
Casual, that is very true.
Yeah.
These are probably some of the most competitive runners we have. So I do believe actually both last year they also were in SGL competing. I don't actually think they faced each other, but I think they actually they both made it quite far. So definitely going to be a pretty tense and
oh, here we go.
Race.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
wake up.
It should be the intense boot tournament, right? That would be a better name for it instead of casual boots.
That's actually a really good point. Did you actually happen to read what the uncle told us? It was a bootsless seed until it's not a bootless until we get boots. Did we already get a glove apparently? And
we already had a glove. We already got divergence. We have some leaving the house on the right versus leaving the house on the left.
I think is that 50-50 push still active in Rain State? I guess I don't even know. But you know what? Who cares about bombs?
Yeah,
because
it doesn't matter. Our uncle's got them for us.
Uncle's got us all covered.
But did we need those? No, because we have real boots. We could just run into them with our face, but, you know.
That is true. The back of escape is never a problem with casual boots. That is one of the beauty about standard start with boots. Is
intense boots.
Intense boots, right. Intense boots, yes. It's going to be literally pretty speedy.
But yeah, to what you were saying with the runners, though, like Jim, I mean, think of a tournament where, you know, he hasn't gone deep. It's pretty hard to do. Same with Willard as well. And, like, Willard's, like, he's one of the OGs, man. I remember watching him, like, you know, when I was growing up in grade school, he was doing random tournaments. He's been doing this forever.
Now, I mean, like, wasn't Jem also pretty early on? Like, 'cause I do remember him back at least in, like, what? He has quite a few titles, actually, from, like, what, 2018, 2019, something like that?
Okay, so here's the thing. Jim, I think his first tournament ever was actually the, oh, geez, let's go with 2016, 2017.
Wait, really?
Entrance shuffle tournament?
Wait, it was all the way back then, 2016, 2017? I have no idea when it was,
okay, maybe 2018. But I know he won. I don't know, but yeah, he won it. Like, that's, you know, that's how tryhard this guy is.
Yeah, speaking of some pretty intense back of escape, I think Jem is actually pretty on track in order to get that coveted 5 escape time.
No, he won't do it.
No,
because he'll start opening chest and all that, and then he's gonna run into a guard here and there. Trust me, he's not gonna make it.
So I haven't actually seen the map yet in Escape. We've got 10 arrows, a couple of bombs. This is either gonna be. I mean, so you know they could actually save a couple of seconds if the map just happens to be a seg chest. Slightly displaced boomerang could have actually used
they could have saved
right
a couple frames if they got that boomerang in the other chest, but it's okay. Just slightly out of order.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is a randomizer. We're kind of expecting things to be very slightly. Maybe this is like a restricted shuffle or something.
Yeah. I will have questions like why we found those bombs in that glove, but you know what?
Yeah, I mean,
those are questions for a later day.
So early gloves just means that we can get access to, you know, the back of desert early. So all we do need now is like a lamp and a bow, and we're all good to go.
Why would they use a bow? It's a very slow way to kill ammo.
I mean, that's the best thing that they're gonna have at the moment, right? I mean, you're gonna use like what, like the sword or like I don't even think the boomerang can kill landmos.
No, just get the ice rod.
Yeah, because they're never searching for an ice rod in Rando ever.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Oh, but yeah, early glove, you know, that actually does give us some chances for a little bit of route divergence at the start. You know, you could go like check Lumberjack and then just, you know, cheese it up to Death Mountain. It would be completely in the dark, but I imagine these two can probably find their way up Death
Yeah,
Mountain.
that's.
I'm just gonna guess.
I mean, do you think they have like a lamp emote or something? I know that you have a no lamp emote, so I'm very confident that you can get through, but I'm not even sure if these guys can.
Oh, it's kind of fitting you said that. It looks like they have a lamp right now.
Oh
So
well.
I don't know, does that one count?
Yeah, well, I think it's Zelda's lamp. So after you drop her off, she just kind of takes a lamp with her. Just make sure you don't have any extra baggage or anything like that.
By the way, it looks like somebody in chat was nice enough to hit us up with a lamp, but it looks like it's a Tonberry lamp, and those are kind of scary, so...
That's actually a very good point. You never want those Tonberries to get anywhere close to you. They're actually, they look really cute, but they're really threatening, actually, with that little knife. And they do like
really
999 damage.
Among Us, wouldn't they?
You're right. Although, isn't that guy like the imposter already?
Yeah.
Alright, okay, but there are so we could have actually saved a bunch of time by not doing the back of escape chest, but I did not see a map, so we're gonna see if either Gem or Willard is gonna be able to save some time here.
It doesn't count though, because you start the timer before you open that chest, right?
Yeah, but I mean in the grand scheme of the speed, right? You really don't want the extra 3 seconds you're gonna take here.
Sorry, Jim, that was a 501. That does not count as a sub 5. You need to go faster.
So good. Jam, dude, man.
And got the map too. Oh, shame.
Oh, it's okay. He got a 501. It's a pretty good escape time. Let's see in this case if Willard does anything. Got a really quick map check already. I just saw a pendant desert.
Mm-hmm. And look like just regular crystals at Hera and Eastern. Eastern, yeah. That's a light world dungeon.
I guess Landmus may not.
Oh shucks. So if we're gonna be doing Landmo, we're probably gonna be doing it late, which means we're probably not gonna see Bo Landmo. Oh man, just tickle me disappointed.
I mean, well, I wonder what color that is. The color of disappointment, because it might be fitting. Yeah, but let's see. Okay, right. So this is actually a pretty standard route, I think, for most people out of casual boots. Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, I'm gonna go to check Lumberjack. Gem, I don't usually have seen him diverge too much from his normal, like, go check Lumberjack, go to Lost Woods, go do Kakariko. Willard, though, as you mentioned, I certainly can see him spicing things up a bit.
Okay. So yeah, Willard's the flavor router, and look, there we go.
I believe we're doing okay. So we're gonna see in this case if Willard can get his way through the dark and rescue the old man. But Gem just found a mirror. The draw loss was dropped down, so he can actually, when the heat goes over there, he can actually get there, get a little bit more progress. Like beat Hera.
Yeah, he would have the option to potentially beat Hera in case we didn't have that small key fire locking the big key, since we're still missing that hook shot. And then Willard doesn't necessarily have to lose too much time here by doing Death Mountain. I mean, if he goes all the way up and checks Spectacle Rock, then Jim could save a little bit of extra time on him there. But if he just saves and quit after he turns on the old man, it's still a pretty economic route.
Very, very true. Gem already putting that mirror to use, though. We're gonna delete some blocks here in Blind Side to make our trek just a little bit nicer. Oh, you know what? We're gonna go beat Ice Rod Landmost, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, so bets if Turtle Rock's a pendant? We only have one in the light world so far. Oh my gosh, and half magic, dude! What did you... Alright, okay, so nothing interesting in Spec Rock Cave, at least.
Yeah. Not too much on the mountain. Did get the save and quit point, though. And now we get, the option to, again, spice things up. Flavor routing going on right now. Willard, we're going to see him go and check out South Shore. So he's going to put off Kakariko a little bit later. And I dare say, sometimes you can get some weird routes where you, end up skipping Lost Woods when you route like this. I hope in his case he doesn't do that today. Yeah,
especially in this case, we know the mirror is there, and, a common time to go back to Lost Woods is, like, when you want to go do Skull Woods, and, then you can mirror and do Lost Woods in conjunction, but that's not really an option when the mirror is just sitting in, in the light world.
Yeah. Oh, hey, $100 there from the bottle vendor. That seems, pretty, Useless.
A zero-sum gain, except we lost 3 seconds of our lives. That's actually a really nice 300 though in Mini Moldrum Cave. At least, well, maybe not for Willard per se. He is going to be able to farm up money if he wants to. But I think especially for Gem when he goes into Mini Moldrum, he is going to be able to do the full Zora loop. Yeah. Without having to do anything extra.
Yeah, he'll have all the money available. I mean, you know, we still got one more check coming up, and then you know, he could farm all those money. Hey, look, there's a
yeah,
bow
you know what? Actually, I don't know. Okay, so Gem still might do South Shore. I guess I don't know, but I mean, with that bow, like, I mean, would you just go to Eastern Palace now?
It's dark and it's scary. I mean, it's up to him,
right? It is, but he's got 5 whole hearts. But you know what? Those are also the myths in Ice Rod Cave. This is going to be potentially pretty quick seed. You're gonna have, you know, we're just looking for that pearl in order to get some Dark World access. Of course, a hammer would be very welcome. So we don't have to, you know, search for a late hammer. I think wasn't it there was some other seed before, but we ended up having like mid-skill mode. That was like super nice.
Alright. Willard's setting up the fake flipper here, but he did store his water walk, so I imagine he's probably gonna check Hobo and dash down to Zora and then be looking for 80 bucks. Also did a little bit of a menu there. I wonder what he was looking for. I don't know.
Yeah, I also don't know. Yeah, but I guess for Willard, that means that he chose not to do some farming. I mean, it is like 4, entries back and forth, which actually is, you know, a bit costly in terms of time. So maybe, you know, Willard just opting to basically skip out on Zora for the time being.
People are saying he was probably checking out his heart pieces, so, you know, he doesn't get stuck in the waterfall. And you know what? That's kind of smart. I mean, you can look, but, like, I mean, you still don't know if it's in the chest or not, so I don't know. Just to know, it could happen to me, but, I mean, if it happens, it happens, right?
Alright, Willard gave us a check on the way back for, like, Highlight Island, just 20 rupees, not going to be anything worthwhile to get later on. Willard, interesting. Okay, so he really doesn't want to lose his state. Looks like he's just gonna check the ledge before basically going into Waterfall Ferry.
Yeah, so if he...
Oh my gosh, no, Willard, this is, so the early game rounding here is really working out for Gem.
Interesting.
Because, yeah, we definitely found the flippers in Kakariko Village, and Gem's gonna be able to get those no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, this is definitely going to pay off way better for Jim because Jim will have flippers and money for Zora, so he's not even pushed away from it, so he can go ahead and snag that flute.
Yeah, I was maybe a little surprised when Gem didn't want to get the 50 rupees off of Library. Like, once we get into Dark World, right, you know, assuming maybe we have access to Pod or something like that, he doesn't have a little bit of extra spending money. If he wants to go to Pod, he's got, like, chess game, dig game, doesn't really have to go, like, maybe farm a bit of extra money. But, I mean, you know, we also don't know what Zora's going to give us, so...
For Willard's sake, hopefully nothing, like, you know... good, because it's a little orphan for him. So look at all these items we have. We're still missing a Moon Pearl. And then we got flutes, we got mitts, we got a mirror.
So, yeah, it's Moon Pearl in Checkerboard Cave, is that?
I mean, Checkerboard could be, you know, just desert itself. Could just be hanging out, you know, in Eastern Palace.
Yeah, no, that's so true. Yeah, maybe we're gonna get some boat landlords after all.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was about to say, except we're actually going to do it with the ice rod, because I'm always right, but...
you know, given that we do have half magic, I'm willing to believe you. I do believe that what I've seen so far from Gem is that his bow landmost is probably stronger than his ice rod landmost, but, you know, there is half magic available, so he does have a couple of extra shots.
Are you saying they're both 6 cycles? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
You know, I mean, you know, Jem's run NMG, he's, I'm trying to think, actually he's a 126 runner, maybe? 125? I mean, Gem is quite good. But he hasn't run NMG for quite a while.
Yeah. So 6 cycle? Oh, hey, we're in Chicken House now.
Yeah, but, you know, honestly, like, I imagine, you know, after Willard, in this case, going through Kakariko, getting his flippers, he will probably go immediately back to Zora, just because the flute is something that is very valuable in terms of mobility, and also probably leads to our progression at some point.
Yeah, maybe he does that. Maybe he goes to, I don't know, maybe he goes to Eastern instead. It's still kind of...
Oh, yeah, that's true. There is yeah, that's right. He's gonna get a bow here, or maybe he already got a bow from Sick Kid. he hasn't had a bottle yet, so never mind.
Yeah.
He
I don't.
can get it soon.
I don't really know how you would handle that in this situation. It's kind of interesting. You could go back immediately, or you could wait. But I don't know if waiting would ever be better. It's a weird one.
And Willard again doesn't have the mirror from Last Well's Dropdown. So like, I mean, you know, a great hope is that you can combine Pod Eastern together. You know, without that mirror, it's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. Well, no hammer too, so.
Yeah, that's true. Also, no hammer. Yeah, speaking of no hammer, also no hammer on Zora. So I guess, you know, we're not gonna see a couple of extra slashes from Gem, but he's gonna pick up the flute. So I imagine next strip over is gonna be Kakariko, activate the flute, and then over onto the Eastern Palace area.
Yeah. It's just kind of interesting how like one route can work out so much better than the other. But
I
you
mean,
move a
this
couple
is-
of these items around, and all of a sudden, you know, it's a completely different story. But
Yeah. I mean, right. Normally, like, you know, Willard. Well, what he does is also, I think, very common. You know, people like to delay Kakariko. Yeah, just so in this case, maybe you find a flute, right? You find a bottle, so you don't have to go back. And she's just
interesting. Well, shot there. Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice hook shot. Okay. A lot of the mountain is open now. But I mean, like, in this particular case, right, the flute is, you know, great, be able to, you know, we are gonna get the flute so we can go back to activate it later, but unfortunately, we need to go to Kakariko first, unless you really want to try and set up, like, the extra water walk, right?
Yeah, you could, you know, you most certainly could have figured out a way to get that flute, you know, without having the flippers first, but you would have kind of needed to know about it beforehand, so... But this is, yeah, definitely one of the cases where, you know, when we see divergence like this, normally it's just kind of neutral for both parties, where they each kind of get something that, you know, is more valuable, but you're just going to do them in a different order, and it doesn't make that big of a deal. Today, it was exceptionally punishing for Willard, in my opinion.
Yeah. Alright, so we also do see, brought up in chat, so apparently Willard has not talked to Sick Kid after he got the bottle. Not probably the best so far. However, it looks like he's gonna go back and get that flute off of Zora Ledge, and then when he goes and activates it, I'm gonna assume that he's gonna talk to Sick Kid again.
Yeah. Because, yeah, the flute, he needed to go up to Lost Woods or whatever, so yeah.
Right, yeah.
Kind of getting torn between having to go up and down, but if you did it from the other direction, then everything just came in the perfect order, so... Gosh dang, that Jim is so lucky. How does he do it, man? How does he always know?
This is just his regular route, man. Yeah, so nice cape usage here in the Cannonball room, because Cannonball is just pure RNG, so you always kind of hope that they don't get in your way, but with a cape, it's not an issue.
Just dash.
Yeah, you're right. Just dash. There's no problem. Oh yeah, that's right. Willard also kind of in his travels also scrounged up enough Zora money, so he's also gonna get the heart. Well, he's gonna see the heart piece. He probably won't actually pick it up. But but kind of with this though, you know, with the early flute activation, you know, Gem's gonna have a little bit of an earlier lead into Eastern Palace. We did find the map and the compass, so you know, I've certainly seen people skip the vanilla big key chest.
Yes.
When it's 50-50, do you think Gem's gonna skip it this time around?
If there's nothing in it, I think Jim will skip it because he's so lucky.
but what if? Oh, okay.
And then also, if there's something in it, he'll like maybe skip it too because it'll be funny. So.
I mean, you know, that might end up giving, you know, Gem or Willard a little bit of time back if that's the case.
Oh, I mean, that would be a lot of time back. That would be substantial. Right, so we're going to do some Death Mountain here. We have Paradox Cave and all of that. Maybe Willard is banking on land. Well, never mind. We have flute, so yeah, Moonpro could totally be over here. What am I thinking?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, and he also doesn't. I mean, I guess when he activated. No, he hasn't activated his flute yet, right?
No.
He just save and quit. Yeah. So this is a very normal. He already did the save and quit point from the old man. So you know, very very natural. It's because right, but kind of a consequence though. He still doesn't have that bow from Sick Kid after getting his bottle in the village.
Yeah, we will need that boat too. Wait, is this okay? Man, I don't even remember anymore. We got progressive bows? Yeah, we have
yes, we do have progressive bows. This is not SGL settings. This is just regular, you know, evergreen casual boots. And, you know, so I guess free 10 arrows, so no one's going to complain about that.
10 arrows everywhere. They're all over in Paradox Cave. They're in the vanilla big key chest of Eastern. That's all I'm seeing. I want to see some items. I don't want to see 10 arrows.
How about 3 bombs? How about a red
No.
20 rupees? No.
Nope. Nope. I want to see a moon pearl. Alright, well, interestingly enough here, no moon pearl in sight. What Jim is doing is completely out of logic because we have no fire source at all.
Yeah, but I mean, so we didn't see Jem, rescue the old man in the dark, so we don't really have proof that he can do stuff like this, with the lamp, but he seemed to be able to nail that Igor down pretty well here in the back of Eastern. It is actually, can be quite difficult. Especially when all the popos decide to get in your way, and then everything does 1 heart of damage, and then suddenly you're very dead.
Yeah, but what if Jim cheated and had someone help him, but we didn't know because it was dark?
What? No, no. There's
Is this
nothing like that. It is not possible at all.
Yeah. What if he summoned a helper? Because we turned those off. No.
Yeah, exactly. No followers here in non-entrance. Yeah, we can't get the Smith. We can't get the Frog. We can't get Kiki. That's only for Pod. Nothing inside dungeons. Oh, dude, that is interesting.
That's a very telling piece of information right there. Yeah.
Alright, well, sorry, that is a exactly. This is a demonstration of this is non-entrance. This is advanced logic, which means that we actually do need the fire rod at some point before we were expected to beat out Eastern Palace.
Yeah. Wonder where that fire rod is. I guess we haven't checked back here in these back 3, so this could be a spot for it. Also, big plays here from Willard. Let's see if he goes and checks Sick Kid. Good. He will be getting his bow also.
This is a very good decision. Yes, good for Willard because he absolutely needs that bow.
Alright. Bow in hand. Alright, we've got all these items. We got a lamp that's behind this fire rod that, Lord knows where it's at, but man, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Where is this moon pearl? It could be in Hera, too. That's kind of interesting, yeah.
Oh, right? Yeah, that's true. Actually, does that mean that Willard decided to not go to Hera immediately?
No, yeah, he didn't go.
Because he just did Paradox, right?
Yeah, no fire source. Well, yeah, and he didn't climb back up, so I think that play makes sense.
Okay, alright. Oh, yeah, no, that's right, because he already checked all Spectacle Rock Cave and Spectacle Rock, so yeah, that's actually a good point. He probably didn't want to double spend the time.
I gotta say, it was really lucky for Jim to find that lamp on Armos 2, because that way we didn't,
He didn't have to, potentially embarrass himself by, getting lost in the old man cave or something? Is that...
No, but it allowed him to be stealthy and hide the fact that he used a follower to help him hit that item.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Perfect item placement for him.
That's a good point. But unfortunately he couldn't hide because, at least in the, to rescue the old man, because you could literally see the old man telling him where to go, right?
Yeah. See, but that's what I'm saying. He always has someone helping him.
Yeah.
Alright. Hey, we are going into this Dark World portal, and if he presses his map button, we get to see that we have a pendant Turtle Rock and a pendant Thieves Town, because of course we do.
Well, of course we do, with, very fitting, of course, for Gem, for pendant Thieves Town. We also do have 5-6 crystals at Mire and Ice.
Lovely. Yeah, it's the only time you get that dang ice rod early. It's Turtle Rock's always a pendant.
I know, right? Yeah, so I wonder if this is gonna be like a fire rod go mode situation.
I would be very surprised, given that we kind of got a map where that fire rod should be. But I mean,
that's true.
There's still a lot of places it could be hiding behind.
Yeah, right. So also, given that Turtle Rock is a pendant, but Mire is a crystal, we are probably gonna have to search for a medallion somewhere. Don't know what it is, but we have none, so... but we do have access to Mire right now, so at some point we can actually certainly get some eyes on it. Yeah, right. We can take a peek as to what the medallion is. We can't actually do anything inside.
Yeah, we can just go in there, hang out as a rabbit, and,
as a little pink rabbit. Or Odie, for that matter. Okay.
One item here in Hera, we got both keys pretty early.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be a 50-50, and of course, well, I mean, everyone's hoping that the Moldrum would just drop the item. I don't know what Gem's gonna do if this is gonna be the map. Because, I mean, he has a lot of stuff, right? Open, he has all Paradox right now that he might want to go look at. I guess we can't do Spike Cave, we got Spiral Cave as well, and it's still, again, we can do Checkerboard Cave, we can go into deserts. I don't know if he wants to spend an extra minute basically climbing or waiting in the basement for this.
I don't think he's going to check it, but we'll see if that's. He
Almost
might
fell.
like inadvertently like get closer to checking it by falling down the hole, but no, he kills no time.
almost middle hold, but I guess he stood his ground.
And then like honestly, let's just not even worry about it. We don't
Exactly,
even think about
exactly.
it. We got both items. It's no big deal.
Yeah, he has also just really nice resource counters. Like he's got 169 rupees, 16 arrows, 9 bombs. Kind of a
There's a lot of 6s and a lot of 9s,
Yeah.
and that and those numbers you listed. You are correct.
All right, so this is actually a very nice and quick first crystal actually for Gem at the 23-minute mark.
Yeah, it's actually so quick that he got his second one.
Oh, you're right. Oh my gosh, dude, you're right. I totally didn't. You know, shout outs to Sammy, by the way. Sammy has been like super on top of everything. It's just I'm just totally blind for not basically looking.
No, it's. I mean, we got you know, such easy access to these light world dungeons to be able to like, you know, jam out these 2 crystals. But we're gonna have to probably start going towards pendant territory because we know that, you know, there's no moon pearl over here on Dark Death Mountain. And there's Willard getting his first crystal there.
Yeah,
in
that's
Eastern,
right. Okay,
and
right. I just,
yeah,
I just meant, you know, Willard in place of Gem. That is precisely what I meant to say.
And then I'll probably see a little bit of role reversal from them. Yeah, Willard's gonna go get these 3 chests, and then I don't know. Is he gonna save and quit and go do hair after this? Is he gonna go to desert?
Yeah, I mean, like, right, and so I don't know how much meta gaming Willard does. I don't know how good he feels about his early game, but I mean, like, I think he probably is aware that he probably did not have the smoothest route to everything, right? I had to kind of double back into Zora, double back probably back to the mountain. I mean, I can certainly see him going to Mire maybe as an earlier play, because he may, I mean, especially, you know, in the case for, you know, either Willard versus Gem or Gem versus Willard, like, if you are just going to follow the other person, you know, you are probably not going to be on the winning side. That's probably the mentality.
But it's kind of a weird one too, where like, does, you know, going to not skipping Hera right now, like, is that saving you any time? Like,
I mean, I don't know. You know, I mean, we did see in this case that, you know, Hera was basically empty, right? We got 10 arrows and then we got 20 rupees. So I know if Will ends up just like never going to there, like, I don't think it'll be, you know, it won't hurt him.
Well, I mean, like, but is he like legitimately never gonna go there for like the entirety of the seed?
Well, I mean, that's a very hard crystal to skip, honestly. You know, I believe, not to bring up any bad memories, but Gem did in fact skip a crystal dungeon, you know, before heading up to GT, and so he had to kind of go back. You're right. But you know, at least Hera isn't very punishing in that, you know, you're right there, right?
Yeah. But looks like Jim, he was dashing there as a bunny, so I will assume that he got his, you know, he basically used his mirror immediately while he was entering that door, which gives him a little bit of a fake link state, and he was able to open those chests. Very cool. Ether, alright.
Yeah, like, well, Willard also checked too, so both of them know that it's Ether, but looks like Willard decided to hop straight into Pendant Desert first. He's going to have a little bit of a lead going in. Of course, what Gem did, you know, is 100% out of logic, although it will soon be in logic because, you know, we are going to have to find the pearl at some point soon.
Should be very soon, if I were to guess. All right, there it is.
There we are.
There's a moon pearl. All right.
So I think it looks like maybe Willard is just cleaning up some stuff because we did get the big key. And we did, of course, the moon pearl is the first item. Probably just wants to make sure that if this is the second item, great. If it's not, then Malamo's probably gonna wait. It's the second item. Man, these pendant layouts are actually, I mean, dungeon items so far have actually been pretty nice.
These 2 dungeon, yeah, these have been good. No, not having to make any of those tough decisions whether we check it or not check it. But again, like, the lamp was out of logic, so
that's true. That is.
I would have been really surprised to see either of them go into Lamo in this case.
Oh yeah, that's actually a very good point.
Especially, like, I mean, I don't know, what would they find that would, like, it would have to be moon pearl or something, you know?
Yeah. And I think my hopes of seeing a Bow Landmos today is somewhat more diminished.
It's dead. It's gone. It doesn't exist. It will not happen. I hate to break your heart. I mean,
sorry. you know those times where you say that you hope it's a pet seed or something. I mean, you know, honestly though, even as a pet seed, I think you already said this before. We got the ice rod, we got half magic. I think you're probably right. It's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, and just so you know, like, to pull pet, we gotta have a fire rod too. So.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh man.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not gonna happen because it's not even cool. No one likes Bowland though. Literally no one. Don't worry about it.
Really
Hey,
no
there's a
fun?
sword.
Hey, well, that's actually pretty nice. That's a very, beneficial offensive boost that no one is going to turn down at this point.
So interestingly enough too, because Willard did go to Desert to get his Pearl, you get to see him going over here to, perhaps do Hera, perhaps, yeah, he's gonna do Hera first. His Hera clear is going to be faster because he had a Master Sword and he doesn't have to do Fighter Sword slashes. And he also gets a little bit of extra incentive to go check out Dark Death Mountain, which
Oh,
Jim,
yeah.
may not have done, but he's gonna do it anyway. So
That's actually kind of interesting. I don't. I mean, like you have. I guess you. Okay. I guess you're still hammerless. So maybe going into the Village of Outcast area / Skull Woods. No fire rod. Thieves Town is a pendant, and you probably may not be able to clear it. I can certainly see this play coming up here to the mountain being pretty reasonable. Hoping you're finding something extra. Because I mean, who wants to go to Skull Woods, without a fire rod?
did Jim check Hobo? I feel like he didn't, right?
He did not check
No,
Hobo.
he
It was
didn't?
only he did not.
Okay.
Correct.
You get the
It was a
flippers,
green
too.
rupee.
Yeah.
Which bumped Willard's rupee count to 421. Unfortunately.
Sammy's saying Jim checked Hobo. I honestly
did he?
don't remember if he did or
Did
not.
he really, Sammy? Okay, yeah. I mean, I believe Sammy.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, then yeah. Definitely don't listen to me. Only listen to Sammy.
Well, in that case, it's kind of interesting because I mean, this is we're pretty much seeing like the difference of time. I'm trying to think of anything that like one person did and the other one didn't. So you're seeing basically the value of the route. What was that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I just meant like so basically it's like a Hera clear that Gem has over Willard, and geez, there's a tempered sword already. Okay, so it's gonna be a pretty comfortable seed, basically at 30 minutes in.
Yeah. We've got all the offensive firepower. Would they pretty much gonna hope to ask for it?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's Bombos. Hopefully we don't need that today.
Yeah, Bombos is one of those medallions where you're always kind of, eyeing it like sideways of it because, Bombos also could be our entry into Ice Palace, where of course the fire rod could very well land if you believe in the rule of fire.
Bombos is also like a circle, so looking at it sideways, does that actually change anything?
You're absolutely right. I would actually argue, for like Ether and Quake, it actually could look different depending on how you look at it. But I think Bombos is literally circular. All right, so Gem here is in the village. Very very understandable. This is a very normal path in order to go into the village versus Skull Woods.
Wait, he didn't check Skull Woods though.
No. I mean, why would you check Skull Woods? When you don't have the fire rod.
Yeah, but what if the hammer is in there?
Well, what if the fire rod is just like right here in the village of Outcasts, and then you just look like a genius, right?
Yeah, but like if the hammer is in Skull Woods and then the fire rod's behind the hammer, then you're no longer a genius. Your IQ immediately lowers. Which one's right?
Well, we're gonna find out because this is Gem's last location here in Village of Outcasts. He could go into Thieves Town. I don't know what his tendencies are. If he wants to do the front four, make a decision, and then maybe head over to Skull Woods.
Hold on one second.
Poor Willard. Oh my gosh, he is having the worst time in the mountains. So he got dead rock before he can even go into the Dark Worlds. I
think we're gonna leave that chest, and honestly, I love it. Oh, okay, no. Maybe
I think he needs to reset
when
it.
that's going to reset. I didn't know if it would reset on the stairs or not, but I would have. I don't know. I would have laughed a lot if we would have just given up on it, but it's all right. We got a heart container, so we're happy. I don't think I've seen anyone push the block that way before.
That's actually probably fair. Okay, so I think in the front of Thieves Town I saw a bottle. I think it was the map. Big key, and then I guess Gem's gonna make a decision. He does on the mirror, so it's gonna be pretty easy. And
I mean, this is a pendant too, so
yeah.
Icky pendant. But I mean, like I said, it's a gross dungeon layout, gross stuff. But man, if something's good in there and your opponent goes for it, oh, it's a swinger, man. It can make a difference.
Yeah, and I want to say that there were 3 items in the back. Like again, I think I only remember the bottle, and I remember the big key and the compass. I think it was the map as a second
Yeah,
item.
there's 3 items in the back.
Yeah,
I think
so...
you're right. Doing a
All
little
right,
dig game. Got fancy music.
Yeah. I mean, but you know, like what Jem here is doing, you know, it's gonna be a very efficient route. He's got the flute, he's got the mirror, you know, he's gonna be able to do dig games, Smith's chain, you know, K45, Stumpy. If you happen to find a shovel, you know,
Here's the
all
thing,
the
though.
power.
When Jim does not get his hammer in Skull Woods, and then his go mode item is on hammer pegs, how efficient is this route? Especially when you're jumping up and down. Like, that's
You
what I'm
know,
saying.
sometimes you know, you gotta put on the brakes at some point. You're right, because you know that speed, you know, if you go too fast, you can get pretty reckless.
I think he was just foreshadowing, you know, the route to
That-
come,
that is
where he's
very
just
true.
gonna have to end up going back and forth for no reason because he
Yeah.
didn't check Skull Woods.
You know, well, so at least it maybe looks like it's even because Willard also, when he got into the Dark World, he went immediately south, right? So he's gonna get all these heart pieces that we saw Jem get a little bit earlier. But you know, he could actually surprise us all. You know, after maybe going into the front four with these 10, he's gonna go straight north. You know.
Yeah, we'll see.
There's also, you know, Graveyard Ledge. There's also Bumper Ledge.
There's also
you know?
Thieves Town, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
we could just do that too. All sorts of crazy shenanigans
yeah,
that could
you're
still
right.
happen.
Yeah, and you know, you did mention that, you know, Willard is the spicier. You know, he's got more flavor. In this
You
case.
mentioned that. No, I was just going along. All right.
Fair. You know what? I mean, Willard, you know, is a big, you know, coffee drinker. I do see him at least. I think he promotes Madrana's coffee. There's a lot of flavors. I don't know. Maybe we could ask him what his favorite one is.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he's under like the sponsorship requirement to like actually have spicy routes.
Yeah,
Think about that. That's cool. That's cool. That would be sick. All right. Yeah, he got his bottle, so yeah, definitely 3 items there in the back of Thieves Town, because I know we saw Big Key Map Compass.
Right. Alright, Jen taking a uncharacteristic bonk, but you know, in this case, he's done with all the Light World stuff, so we're just going to just pretend the purple chest is with us the entire way, and so long as he mirrors right in front of the locksmith dude, you know, he's going to be able to turn in that the purple chest. Just make sure that he doesn't have the book, so he doesn't have to be so tempted in order to go check Bombo's tablet before he mirrors.
Wait a minute. Hey, there's Ether. We needed that.
Alright, yeah, we 100% need that.
Let's talk about that, and not the fact that I just got roasted. Also, again, spicy sponsorship opportunities here.
Gosh.
We are checking the back of Thieves Town. This could be like literally race deciding right now. If there's something back here, and it allows you to like just have that much of a smoother Dark World, all of, you know, the stuff that Jim did versus Willard, it could all be erased right here.
Yeah, actually, that's very true. Especially, let's just say Fire Rod is back here, right? That is going to be really difficult for Jem to kind of overcome.
Fire Rod would definitely be a really painful one to have back there. It is the book,
well,
so
yeah, I guess a good
go
thing
check
we
that
found
Bombo's tablet.
Yeah, good that we found it after Hype, or sorry, after we turned it in. So I imagine Jem's gonna go straight back over. I mean, I don't see him checking first chest of swamp. He could check first chest of swamp. Looks like the answer's gonna be no, because he just ran right past it.
Or he's gonna get his hammer here first, right?
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's kind of one of the nice things about having Tempered Sword, you know, and I guess like the bow so early is that, you know, you're basically on in-game equipment. You don't have to necessarily say like, well, do I want to go into this dungeon even though I can kill it, but the boss fight's absolutely gonna suck because, you know, I don't want to do Master Sword or Fighter Sword Argus. But yeah, I mean, we don't have that dilemma for this particular scene.
Yeah. I do think checking this chest though is probably a little bit of a decision for him, because it's either I check it now, or if not, I'm just gonna go to pod, pyramid, and all of that, and then you're never checking it. So it looks like that's our decision today.
Alright, so I don't think we saw anything in the attic chest. I kind of missed what
there was a heart container up there.
Oh, okay, heart container. All right, and okay.
And a small key in the maiden cell, so there is going to be
some
item.
Right? Yeah.
Who knows? It's going to be locked in there in the big chest, and then, you know, I mean, that's kind of when like, wait a minute, doing Thieves Town this early is going to be even worse if you know, that Fire Rod's saying the big chest or something. God, Rando's so amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, amazing. It's a great word. Not sure if Willard would necessarily agree with this, but I think he would certainly appreciate a morale boost of some sort.
Hey, any required item on this blind fight would be a huge morale boost. You would be feeling good if you saw it. Say like okay, all right. Well, Tenero, they're still ped, all right. You know,
you're right. You're right. You know, as long as Willard's gonna hold out hope for
by
Landos.
ped, I mean no. I was just kidding. There's nothing on ped.
I don't know if Jem was trying to do quick fish. Unfortunately, the hitbox is a bit more finicky. But we did find boots. Jem also might die before he gets out of Catfish.
Still on green mail, so yeah, things in the dark world do hurt. It is the later part of the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, also, oh jeez, I cannot believe he's taking this route.
I winced a little bit on that one too.
Oh my gosh, no!
You know, Jim actually might go over there. He looks like he's checking graveyard, so
right.
we'll see how he decides to handle it.
Wow, holy cow. Oh my gosh. Well,
he has a fairy.
Oh, you're right. That's right. We actually got all 4 bottles. We have an empty bottle, a fairy, a blue potion, and a red potion, maybe? I mean, those are 2 potions. That is amazing, though.
That's I don't know, man. If he goes over to Bumper Ledge after this, that's like the best fairy in his entire life.
That's true. Literally guardian angel. What do you think,
I think so. But he doesn't have to go do it. He could just elect not to go check that out and just go over to pod from here. We'll have to see. Let's see, where we go? And this seems more pod.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That is, yeah. I mean, this might be Pyramid Pod. Holy cow. That is amazing, actually.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an orphaned item on Bumper Cave.
Yeah,
things are getting spicy. Oh boy. All right,
maybe we can ask Jem what flavor coffee he likes. If he drinks, I don't even know if he drinks coffee, honestly.
No, he just drinks Gamer Fuel.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. What flavor? Gamer Fuel flavor. That's it. Well,
he did find his own pretty dang good item that is a Samaria, so I think this is going to be modder than potentially open up for Jem. Has Ether Medallion from Purple Chest. He just got the Cane of Samaria. He does have a lamp. He does have a lamp, by the way, so he can actually, actually do the Firelock side if he needs to.
And if we put both of these runners together, collectively, we're looking for a hammer.
Yeah, that's actually also a really good point.
And guess where that hammer can be? I don't know, like everywhere.
Can be an ice palace, can be first chest of swamp, can be here, right here in pod. Jem is already basically taking this decision to go in here, and maybe he's just banking on the hammer being here. If that's the case, though, him going back to Bumper Ledge, I think, might be more difficult than Willard going to Pyramid. I mean, they're both, at least the way that Jem has routed this, a bit more, isolated. But I do think that Willard has a better chance of getting to his go mode item, potentially.
Pod's kind of a weird one here for Jem, too, if you think about it. We know that the fire rod is behind the lamp. So, what are the odds that the fire rod is actually in pod? I mean, if it's in here, it would have to be pretty early. Based on logic.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then, this is also, notably too, this is Jem in a dungeon that he does not have the items to clear, foregoing on a dungeon that he can absolutely clear, but it's more of kind of like a opportunity cost, whereas I'm on this side of the world. And there's
that's actually a really good point as well. Yeah, right. Again, because he doesn't have a hammer. Even though we do have great mobility, right? The flutes, boots. Flute spot 5 is a great location if you have the hammer, so you can actually get to the Dark World. Otherwise, you're basically gonna have to see the Jem, or Willard for that matter, is gonna have to take the incredibly long, scenic tour, basically to get back to pod.
It's kind of interesting too. So we know Willard needs Ether on Purple Chest, and he needs Samaria on the Pyramid. Jem needs Fire Rod on the Bumper Ledge. And I just feel like potentially they both can find ways to do a lot of stuff without, you know, going that direction.
That is true, but I mean, it looks like Willard's gonna kind of head down south. I'm gonna assume that he is going to do purple chest alongside, just because. I mean, you know, it's a very efficient way to go, right? Like you basically just have everything you
Yeah,
need.
he hasn't gone to hype cave and all that stuff yet, I suppose.
Yeah. Alright, so good thing, by the way, we have the mirror in pod, because no hammer means that we can't actually just hop straight down, you know, from the bow lock side. So, versus, yeah.
Well, you know what? I guess Willard's not going to have Samario, so maybe Ether is not just going to, you know, snap detract him into going to check Misery Mire. So I guess that's kind of good for him. I was kind of worried that, like, you know, get your Ether Medine and you're like, you know what? I'm going to skip all this stuff up here. I'm just going to go over here and check this other stuff out.
But I guess he's not gonna go that way temporarily, because I guess we're
again,
not.
Oh, okay, we're gonna do Graveyard Ledge.
Oh, okay.
Unless we.
But I mean, is he just gonna go to pod after this?
I don't. Spicy.
I mean, you know, if he goes to I mean, you know, like if he goes to pod, you know, and pyramid and all that, like he could actually. I mean, well, I don't know when he's gonna do purple chest and overworld stuff, but I mean, like that's actually gonna be still pretty good.
Yeah. It's just I think not orphaning pyramid. I think that's the one I'm worried about. I'm not necessarily too. I think he'll probably get either, but pyramid's the wishy-washy one. But like, I mean, if pod is just completely devoid of items, like I don't know. All of a sudden,
so far we saw fighter shield, we saw a couple more air. We know what? Okay, so we saw fire shield. Yep.
You said fire, yeah, that's right.
Right, yeah, well, right. We said we did see fighter shield also in the bow lock side of pod. So.
No. You said fire because.
Oh, you're right.
All right.
So Willard's gonna also pick up his second pair of boots.
Vanilla hammer.
Not quite. Alright, pod, as you mentioned, you know, we got a fire shield. Maybe that'll come in useful for Gem when he decides to go do blinds, you know, so he has, you know, some adequate protection. But other than that...
It's kind of a fortunate, like, pod layout, too, because I think the big key was in the bag, so when you have a seed like this where your opponent could potentially get
that's also true.
Mode, you're not gonna give up too much time on them. Alright, Willard got his boots, doesn't want them. He's comfortable with the pair that he has. Jim is gonna go hang out here in Misery Mire. Is this where we're gonna find our hammer?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you know, I mean, between Willard and Gem, they've actually checked quite good stuff. We have not seen the first test of Swamp.
We're taking this portal here, huh? I feel like if you're taking this portal, you're not going to the pyramid.
Are we going to Ice Palace?
No, but I think we're going to pod.
Oh, I think you're right. I think we're gonna go to pod.
He might go to the pyramid. I don't know.
Would you not do? Yeah.
No, we're going to the pyramid.
Oh my gosh, so we are. I mean, good call, Willard. Like this is gonna be quite good for him.
Yeah, he's gonna get a Samaria, but Ether again hanging out there in the purple chest because again.
I mean, no Ether means that he can't actually go into Mire. Like, so like you know, he at least gonna be.
Yeah, what's the king? You're right. He can just go into ice instead.
Yeah.
But the hammer could be there. So man, I don't know. This is a zany one, man.
I guess I'm also kind of curious to see where this big key is, right? Because, you know, it's okay. So it sounds like at least for if you're rooting for Gem, you want the big key to be, you know, pretty buried, maybe in the cutscene chest. You know, for Willard, of course, you know, if he has an early big key, like he's going to be definitely to his advantage.
Yeah, that could definitely work out to his advantage. That's a good point. It's we're doing so much like foreshadowing and like trying to predict what's going on, and just so the record is clear, we have been wrong and like potentially everything. So a lot of the stuff we're saying is basically worthless. But just hear us out. This could happen. All right, just play along.
Yeah. All right. I don't think we've seen any items here so far. I think we saw a bunch of keys, small keys. We saw just a map just now.
I saw a map. Yeah, I definitely saw a map. That's pretty cool.
Alright, so Willard's gonna go through the motions. Oh my gosh. So that is complete knowledge for us. That is is that good for Willard?
Okay, let me run the numbers here in my head.
We have
let
numbers,
me
and they're gonna
think.
run.
Okay,
I guess we have boots.
so Jim will have all of Swamp Palace available to him before he finds said fire rod. Okay.
That is true.
Willard will never have that option. Okay, because that hammer is behind ether, so that's a
Yeah.
no-go. So Willard is looking at Go Mode Swamp Malice no matter what, right?
Correct.
I hope,
Correct.
unless
Yeah.
I don't see how that would not happen, but.
But I mean, like, well, right. So I guess like the danger for Willard is, you know, like if he decides to try and dive some pretty
But yeah, he has
unappealing
Ice
spots,
Palace?
yeah, exactly, looking for the hammer, right? Yeah, Ice Palace is one. First Chest of Swamp also could be another one, right?
But did Willard go to Hype Cave?
No, he hasn't been to Hype Cave because he's no hammer, right? He swam all the way around, he checked Pyramid, and then he went straight to Pod.
He might go to Hype before he does Ice. Maybe.
I mean, is he well, okay? So if he does the like,
Yeah,
if he goes back to the Village of Outcasts, does like the Smith Chain en route, like he's going to be in
He
great
gets
shape.
Ether, he goes Mire, then he gets Hammer Go Mode, and then
Yeah,
he gets to play the game whether or not Jim can find enough things to do before he goes to Bumper Cave.
Mhm.
And I'll just say, like, don't find Bombos. That would be bad. Bombos can take away a
Oh
lot
my
of time.
gosh, that would be so awful. I mean, Bombos would be Gem's ticket inside Ice Palace.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That even gives him more stuff that, you know, is going to be irrelevant. But this all does depend that Willard briefly cuts ties with his sponsorship and doesn't do, you know, a little spicy Ice Palace play.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, right? I mean, like we saw coming on Gem's side already that there is nothing of value outside of, oh my gosh, Gem, he does not have another fairy, please don't.
Alright,
It's time to practice
Wicked Lightning there.
It's
It's
alright, it's
alright.
fine, everything's fine. We can also count to 8 for arrows. That's also good. Your Vitreous is dead. We don't have to use any potions. And
Hey,
you
with
know
the
what?
Heartbeat,
That's
he was
yeah,
fine.
it's a second item in my already. So who cares about the cutscene chest?
Alright. So he'll get to, I mean, you might see him immediately just go over to Pod, because really not too much over there for
Was there
him.
an item left in Pod? I guess I wasn't counting.
It doesn't really, I mean, he could just go there. It doesn't matter. You know, you're not going to just be holding out to check Green Pendant when you're looking for Fire Rod, so. Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's going to go do Swamp, and then we'll go over to Pod. Fair enough, that's what I thought.
I'm trying to think in this case if there is anything that would, man, because like right, the fire rod led to the lamp, but that doesn't really. I mean, I guess he's not gonna search like the dark rooms for the fire rod.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a good question. Hold on a second. Dark rooms, yeah. So, I don't think anything has been behind that, right? We had that hammer in Mire. Man, do you know the keys in Mire? How does that work?
They were not on the right. They were not on the left side.
This hammer was in the bridge chest. Could this hammer be locked by any amount of keys?
No, because all the keys were on the left side or on the right side.
Okay.
So I don't think so I don't think he required any fire in this case.
I have no clue. So this is something I never thought of. And all right, there you go. Spice life up a little bit. Let's go into Ice Palace.
Well, yeah, I also I don't know Willard's tendencies. Again, you know, could be something very situation specific, right? You know, best of 32 against Gem. Maybe you know how you know he's meting, you know, state of the match type of thing, how his early game's gone. You know. Oh my god.
All right, well, first item.
Well, okay, so there's the first item. You know, okay, so this you know, we're talking about individual spice, right, between you know Gem and Willard. I believe we just kind of turned up the heat, you know, both sides. Good thing for Willard because he's an Ice Palace. He can certainly use you know a couple of heat sources. Although Gem would really probably like the best heat source there is, which is that fire rod.
So this could be kind of. All right, let me. You know, I don't want to make this sound like I'm being nice to Jim, but like I'm trying to be real. That Bombos could almost kind of be good for Jim because it would detract him from doing left side swamp because he found something that gave him more stuff to do. Because that Bombos actually opened up a lot. I mean, well, I mean, I guess that's technically a bad thing too. So I don't really know whether or not it's good.
Yeah.
Because they'll have Pyramid Fairy, but left side swamp is like the time killer here.
Yeah, that's also true.
I mean, he could go do heckin' thieves too. I don't know if he's gonna do that, but he might.
Do
I don't see him
over.
doing thieves before bumper ledge, but
Well, I mean, you know, there's okay, there's a vanilla compass. I guess okay. First, let's see how many items there are here in left side swamp. We already see in this case 1 dungeon item. So
we gotta do ice this way too. Did he go check? Did he do icebreaker or did he just?
he did. He did do icebreaker and then he went back. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is getting a little tricky. And then, like, I mean, Jim still has a lot of stuff that could, like...
He does.
Really
I mean, you know, he can also go into, you know, I mean, again, right, exactly, he can go back into Turtle Rock, or he can go into Turtle Rock the first time, go back to the mountain. I don't know, I mean, no Fire Rod means that he can't, I mean, he could get really far. I don't know how willing he is. Okay, so there is the map as well. No Big Key means that there are going to be 2 items back there.
Okay. Well, maybe he'll just do those. I don't know.
Nice
Ice Palace, Pyramid Fairies, 5 items. We'll have to see. Oh man, this is getting a little kooky.
Yeah, this is quite precarious. Very kind of like tense on both sides, right? Because we know in this case like what we want to see Willard and Gem individually do, but you know, that may not be.
What's taking them so long?
Yeah. Exactly. Well, I mean, it's because they don't have any followers or helpers, right? Because they both have the lamps, so you know they don't want to. They can't like hide anything from us.
If Willard had a follower or a helper, though, boy, he would be really happy because it's got an item that he wants.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, nice cleanup on Gem's side for Argus. Again, you know, you mentioned, you know, no Ice Rod Lamos, but we do have an Ice Rod Argus on our side.
Big key, and then Willard's trying to figure out the best way to, I guess, get all these items. No small key in hand, so getting over to Ice Tea is kind of annoying. Well, he got the big key, but I mean, I think he might check those too. It's
He might be. Oh yeah, okay. I've seen him do both. I've seen him go in just for the big chest and then see what it is, and then you know forget about left side swamp for the one. He also could just do full left side. But either way, though, this is going to be time given back freely to Willard because, as you said, Willard's not
all of
be
this.
Oh, Willard got powder.
Well,
oh, that actually might, you know. Oh my gosh, Jem got the shovel. He's gonna go. He's gonna go on the left side.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's this has been hilarious because we're just watching both of them. They both have items on opposite sides of the world. Yet they just keep getting these items that keep pushing them further and further away from where they need to go, and it's hilarious.
I mean, but that powder though, like an ice palace.
The powder's cool, but I mean, like you still gotta like mirror and then lose your portal and then go all the way back. But I mean, yeah. This is getting Willard on the right spot here, but Jim does have these. He's got 2 crystals right now that Willard doesn't have. Is it going to be enough? It seems kind of okay, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm right. That's true. So Willard spent the time in order to do basically all of Ice Palace, and then all of that was actually a really nice hook on Gem's side. Nice, very pixel precise. And then all basically of Thieves Town for essentially nothing. So and Gem right now is kind of doing left side swamp for what we know is nothing. So Gem does have a little bit of time given to be able to get back to Willard, but again, I believe if Willard continues on this path, the time is definitely going to be ticking on Gem's side.
Yeah. His lead we'll certainly start to see that diminish because
Gem. Alright, I was wondering he was trying to use
one of those block
shield.
push seeds. It's hard to. Okay, there you go.
Gosh.
We can have another fetch quest. Why not? We just found all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Here's magic powder, but Willard does have his, the item that he needs in his hand right now. He doesn't know it yet, but it's right there behind him.
Yeah. By the way, so Jen also she got the mushroom and the shovel from Left Side Swamp. That is, man, just some pretty Like, yeah, it's just more time, right? At least, you know, like, this is the value of 10 arrows and, like, 20 rupees, by the way, is that you don't have to go now and search for, go to dig spot, go turn in the mushroom, all this stuff.
Does he still? Okay, boy, I so thought he left that dang purple chest, and I
Oh.
was about to freak out. But we're good. We're good. Okay, this is good. This is great for Willard, and like,
this is
actually.
Go-Mode, by the way. Oh no, so not Go-Mode,
No, he
but
needs
this
his hammer.
is yeah. But this is yeah. Again, like once he gets his ether, he's gonna go into Meyer. He's gonna go get his ether medallion from Meyer, and then he's gonna be very happy.
But what's important about how he's doing it in this order, assuming that's how he does it, is that he still skipped a huge chunk of time, which was Dig Game, which was Stumpy, which was Cave 45, and which was Hype Cave. That is, like, substantial. It's not a small amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So you see Willard get his hammer, then he's going to have to go finish Swamp. He's going to have to go finish Ice. He has to finish Meyer still. And then will Jim make his way to Bumper Cave and get his Go-Mode Fire Rod before Willard can do all of those?
Well, you know, and it again depends. It depends on what Jim decides to check, right? So, you know,
what can he check?
He can check Turtle Rock, right? And we don't know how far he can get.
He can check Turtle Rock, he can check Spike Cave, he can check Ether Tablet, he can go to the front of Skull Woods, he can check the back of Thieves Town, or he can go check Bumper Ledge, and then he's already checked the Graveyard Ledge, so, you know, those seem a little less enticing, because he did make a short trip over to that side of the world. Cliffhouse, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on.
I also don't know. I mean, you know, I mean, it's really, I guess, depends on maybe how Jem is feeling today. But at this point, though, I think you mentioned this earlier. Jem's lead is certainly diminishing, something quite rapidly. But Willard is certainly has a lot of positive momentum on his side.
Yeah, and I think we can at least guarantee that after Jem does this, I think 100% he's going to do Pyramid Fairy. I think that's.
That's also a very good point, yeah.
And then what is he going to do after that? Heck if I know. I mean, he could just walk over and just freaking, you know, I mean, he could mirror, he could walk over to Bumper Ledge, he already did Mushroom, that was a
oh, yeah, you're right, that was a Mirror Shield, you're right. I remember looking at it and be like, ha, we have all 3 shields already.
It's not very often that I look at a race and I just like, okay, I know who's in the lead right now. Like, right now, I'm just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a consequence that, you know, unfortunately, like, Willard gave up a lot of, you know, kind of like earlier, you know, early to mid-game, you know, time.
Yeah, Powder was over here too, right?
Yes, Powder was an Ice team. So that's the 3rd item in Ice. I'm gonna assume that Ice, Gem goes into that and gets that.
Powder's kind of a good one for Jim, because at least he gets pushed on, like, that side of the world, but then, I mean, yeah. It's gonna be whether or not he decides to go up Death Mountain. I don't know, man. You know what? I'm just gonna actually just watch Willard do cutscene chest here for his literally nothing.
That is true. I think it's a compass. I want to say because you know the second item is a vitreous, which is a heart container. Yeah. So okay, this is gonna be like, I don't know, like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, given, I don't know, maybe a minute given back to Gem for this one. But I mean, I think Gem just gambled the 50-50.
Right, and Willard hasn't been to Pod yet. Did he?
No, he did. He went all the way to Pod. Because he went to Pyramid, and then he went all the way over to Pod, and we did check Hype Cave. That was the one worry that he was gonna leave the Canis Amarion Pyramid.
Right. Okay. Alright, well, here we go. Jim getting his 1, 2, 3, 5 crystals. So 3 crystal lead, but that.
Yeah, but that an hour
has 3 more crystals.
Yep.
Willard has Go Mode.
Yeah, that is hour and 1 minute. Willard is in Go Mode now, and you know he again he has a lot of positive momentum, right? He knows that he just has to finish up the dungeons and just go. He is still looking for the big key, which he'll get right here. But yeah, so now it's kind of going to be a question mark between what Gem does.
And yeah, and this is a great question mark because again, I have no idea who's in the lead.
We
I mean, it
don't
all
know.
depends on what Jim does.
Exactly,
Of course,
yeah. So right, so I guess you can maybe consider Gem to have a quote unquote temporary lead / advantage. Just because again he is up a bunch of crystals right
Here
over
we go.
Willard.
Here's some checks.
But
We got an ether tablet, probably in the spike cave. So there we go. Willard gaining time, gaining time. This is time for Willard.
He also so also notably Gem has not done Pyramid Fairy, even though he does. I think you mentioned 5-6 crystals,
Yeah, he just
right?
got it. Yeah. And it's not like that this necessarily all has to be dead time for Gem as well. We have not found silvers. Those are still in the pool. Not going to save you too much time, but I mean, like, a little time saved is, better than a lot of time lost, I guess, right?
Yeah. And Sammy, certainly correct me if I'm mistaken, but did Gem not get powder? Nice. I also don't want to put you on the spot because I don't see it on the tracker, but then did he just skip it entirely? Like, he could have skipped Ice Tea and I just didn't see.
I actually think he did, because he didn't have that small key, so...
Oh, well, then
what if he goes back?
There's no way he's going back to Ice Palace.
Yeah, there's Nero. Alright. So basically, this dead trip for Jim has given Willard the chance to get 1 crystal. What will Jim do next?
No,
he's quick swapping.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, so
where are we quick swapping? Okay.
We're going to.
I was gonna say we're quick swapping the net. I don't know what that means. Well,
this
might
might be Thieves Town.
Area.
Yeah, but this might be
could be
Thieves
powder.
Town. He doesn't have powder.
It couldn't. Yeah,
it's
probably not gonna be fake powder. So yeah.
Oh no, but he turned. Oh no, he. I think he saved and quit though. This does not look like Skullwoods. This looks like Thieves Town.
Yeah, it does look like Thieves. It looks like.
It looks like not Thieves.
It looks like it's the hammer pegs.
Oh, it's
yeah,
hammer
of course.
pegs. Gotcha.
Yeah,
yes.
I forgot about that one.
I also forgot about hammer pegs.
But what's he gonna do after hammer pegs? Is he gonna
know.
go up to Skullwoods? Is he gonna go into Thieves Town? I mean, he can clear Thieves Town too, so it looks a little better. 3 items back there.
That's true. And that's gonna be just more time for Willard. Right. Right. Willard now is caught up with a gem for Meyer. He is gonna do Ice Palace.
Mm-hmm.
So he is going to be able to finish this in the time that whatever gem maybe says Thieves Town. No fence dash, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you see, Jim's going to his go mode right now.
Well, he might do Skullwoods first, but he's gonna check Bumper Ledge. So amazing! All right, so this now the time for Willard to basically clear out these dungeons is kind of flipped.
Well, I mean, it doesn't. Wait, I need that. I'm going back. Yeah. Willard, the hammer was in Misery Mire, and Willard has it, so we are good on that. But that's
chest, yeah. Oh no, it's a bridge chest. Bridge chest. Sorry.
That's go mode for Jim,
Yep,
and
all right, here we go.
he's basically just ahead by. I'm gonna say it's gonna be probably roughly around the length of Swamp Palace, maybe a little bit less, because I think Willard will probably get out of ice first, but.
Yeah, and I think also Willard also took some time to clear out the front of Skullwoods. So what in this case Gem's might have to do, right?
So, when it comes to whether or not you should skip Skullwoods or not, the answer is kind of.
So long as you get the crystal, that's all that matters. I'm really glad that the gem in this case has to remember that yes, indeed, he does have to get the crystal before heading out. Now, the maybe the better question is he gonna remember that he still has to do pod, because he still doesn't have it done yet, and if he goes up to Turtle Rock or the mountain, he's gonna also feel kind of silly.
If he forgets pod, I'm gonna like have him get help, because I think he has a drinking problem or something.
I mean, weren't you guys doing were you guys running a restaurant? Weren't you the chef, Ak? You should cut him off.
I should have. I'm very sorry. He drinks too much. He's a forgetful boy.
You are supposed to be the responsible one out of the two of you, alright?
Oh, that's not true.
Yeah.
That is not true. Alright, but anyways, Willard finishes up ice, so he just basically needs to go beat Swamp, and then he will be caught up to Jim, but Jim is literally 2 screens away from getting his 6th crystal.
Yeah, he's still on Green Mail. And, you know, we did see Gem take an early tumble in the overworld, and thank God for that, you know, his guardian angel fairy, because otherwise he may
Well, I
not
didn't
have
really
actually...
help him out that much because I was like,
Oh, I guess that's true. I guess it's true. Like,
he didn't go over to bumper ledge anyways, so.
Yeah. Alright, that is crystal number 5 down for Willard. This is going to be crystal number 6. That was crystal number 6 for Gem. Alright. Why is every single step that we watch these guys do, like, you know, like holding our breath, please go, you know, please go to the place that we want them to go to.
Well, they're both in go mode now, so you know, if Willard would have done swamp after this, we would at least had a little bit more of a bearing of exactly the, you know, time difference, but it's fine. I will say it's definitely still within the realm of GT routing, like that can make a huge difference. And I don't know if anybody remembers, but WillardJBradley, he's known for spicy GT routes, and he's even known for coming up with like monumental wins because of said spicy GT routes.
Yeah, that's true. Willard has there's at least one situation where Willard gambled tile room, and you know, that ended up winning him the race. Quite amazing, actually.
Oh, I've just been told it's not within the realm of GT routing, but it's okay because I don't believe that person because they're wrong. So.
I'm getting a little bit bamboozled. But good thing we don't have Kiki, because, you know, Kiki would have just run away from us. But we are flush with
we've
cash,
already been in, so it's fine.
Yeah.
You can run into all the arrows you want. Don't worry about it. We're trying to win a game, man.
Yeah, that's true. So Willard is gonna have a little bit of an extra lead going to the back of
back to Willard. Willard hit that switch way better than Jim. Race is turning on its sides. If Jim has any more execution blunders like that, dare I say, Willard will be in the lead.
I'm trying to think in this case if there's anything that, well, okay, right, GT routing could be a thing. I'm trying to think of this, if Willard's gonna make any extra checks that Gem is not going to. You know, you mentioned in this case, like, if we define silvers, that can be like a 30 to 45 second
He could check chest and swamp, I suppose, but I mean, the only
silvers?
minorly, like, you know, time-consuming chests that are on the way would be like, you know, what is that, like map or compass chest there in swamp? He could do both of those, I guess, but I don't know if he will. He might check, you know, the flooded ones, but those are right on the way.
Yeah.
But as far as like new checks that one might do that the other one does, I don't think so.
Alright, well, they're starting his Helmasaur fight. Not gonna set up spin speed, I guess, you know, for this particular phase, he's gonna hold out his sword, which is also fine, you know, just kind of extending the hitbox a bit. It's okay, you know, turtles like to party, okay?
They do.
I'm actually wearing my turtle party shirt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah, it's true.
Nice with pizza. That's a nice cane dash. Yeah, that's a fun kind of like thing that you can do to save little time to guarantee yourself the key dash in that room. Is when you get there, whatever instability item you have, activate it and just run.
Alright, yeah. For those just tuning in, it might look like Willard is just slightly ahead, but it's not the case. He has to go do Swamp Palace, but then after that, you know, it's anybody's race. It is a go mode swamp, so once he's in there, it is done, but Jim, that's his 7th crystal, so he'll be flying to GT. Which means...
with all 7 crystals, that's right.
Yeah, with all 7 crystals. It's a new one for him in this bracket stage of the tournament.
Yeah. Shoutouts to Sammy, by the way. Sammy has been, I mean, Sammy is so good as a tracker. I mean, this is, everything is always up to date, accurate. Thank you so much, Sammy.
Yeah, thank you. Making it very easy for us.
Yeah, 1000% at this point.
Alright. Well, here we go. Ganon's Tower.
Oh, right. We were in the Dark World. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's why Jen's saving quit, and then as opposed to maybe mirroring, and he also maybe wanted that full health refill as well. This is also Willard's first time checking the dam. I just realized
all right, that's a new one.
I guess he just never came over here. Right, he early game.
Just out on that one.
Right, he just went directly to Mini Molder Cave.
Oh, all right.
All right. Okay. So in terms of GT routing, I believe this is 2022. New year, potentially new gem. I have seen him potentially adopt some difference. A different GT routing as opposed to doing Hope Room first and then into Southwest Room. Yeah, I believe has reversed that order. Potentially going to see that here today.
Yeah, but what if Jim just goes crazy?
Has he gone crazy this entire seed? Out of curiosity. Not checking Bubble Village from our perspective.
That's what I'm saying. He hasn't done it yet, so it could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Is it any moment now? He could just go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see. I don't think he's gonna go crazy though. I should be honest. Yeah.
I mean, Gem in general is very, level-headed, guy.
No,
I think,
no. He is like mentally, he's probably the most unstable individual I've ever, I've hung out with him in person at SpeedGaming Live. He is, he's basically unhinged.
We're gonna confirm this. So do you consider this GT routing unhinged because this is definitely new?
Well, hold on, I don't know what he's doing yet. Oh, he's checking torch? That's insane. Did you see that key? I've never seen that before.
He could still do Rando Room or Rando Rush, by the way. We have certainly seen.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that.
Willard's having a little bit of trouble here with Diver Down. Unfortunately, didn't quite get the block lined up.
Garfield had too much lasagna. That's all that was. Yeah.
Interesting. Just checking the
left
one. Chest.
Okay, I like it. And there is a no big keys so far. Again, like I said, if you want to go tile room first, I would say that the seed is still within the realm where that would be a winning play, assuming that that is where the big key is, and also assuming that Willard does it. There's two big ifs, but the option exists.
Right, yeah. I don't know if he feels bad enough to do it. I mean, but then again, he has surprised us. Both he and Gem have surprised us a ton, so certainly would not be surprised. It was actually a pretty decent torch block.
What the heck did Gem just do there? Like, what was that?
So he was, I think he was just slightly off of the timing, so he ended up getting hit. But yeah, if you actually bonk while you do a fire rod dash, you can actually jump straight over the spike and go straight down. Yeah.
But he jumped into the spike.
It was just slightly off for timing.
Okay.
Yeah. All right,
who learned that? Oh, and there's the big key.
Yeah. All right. So Gem is probably kicking himself, saying that my old route would have been good. Who knows what Darkling thinks? It just basically cost me some extra time doing Southwest Room.
Yeah. Wayne and Dunka both wrong in one seed. Who knew?
Yeah, their only left is the lane and Airy.
Well, that looks like really bad news for Willard, and this is a best of one, unless, the fact that we don't have Jim's timer, and he started it at a very unusual time that we're not aware of. This is a really tall order for Willard to overcome.
Especially if he just, just gets Dead Rock on his way through Waffle House. Dead Rocks have not been kind to Willard in general. This particular seed he's been basically blocked quite a few times, unfortunately.
I mean, who are they kind to? Does anyone
that's
they're like, oh man, I'm gonna invite friends to a party. Dead Rocks, they don't get invitations to nothing. No one wants to hang out with them.
Maybe Moblins? We don't really know what their employee parties look like, right?
They're enemies of even the enemies, man. No one likes them.
Oh, that's true. Maybe, it's probably every enemy, for himself, right? For itself.
They're like, oh, hey, we're having a great party. Oh, you need to use the bathroom? Oh, I'm just gonna turn purple. Sorry, sucks to be you.
Oh my gosh, Jack. that is awful. Okay, note to self, never have Dead Rocks inside the home. That sounds terrible.
Yeah. Having to screen transition in your own house, just use the bathroom.
Oh my gosh, yeah, actually, yeah, and you don't even know where the super tiles are in your home, right? So who knows? How are you gonna reset them?
That's a good point.
Gem, okay, so we're gonna get some Fire Rod Landmos here.
If that's what you want to call it, truth be told, he might have actually done a little better to switch to that bow.
I mean, it's never too late for a Gem if you're gonna listen, to learn some bow Landmos too.
Yeah.
Still a toss-up between what the
and
best
go back
is.
If you wanted.
Yeah. Alright, Willard's in GT.
Jim's climbing, yeah.
So this actually looks like a very, yeah. At least, you know, if Willard's gonna follow Gem, and not gonna be really any time
Man.
gained.
Also grabbing the torch key, crazy!
I know, you know? And the pot key? Like, man, you know, these NMG people, right? Like, just grabbing the first key that they see on the, you know, on their way to upper GT.
Alright, but Jim's still flying through that gauntlet. Not
Yeah,
checking
he
any
had a
chest.
good gauntlet, honestly. Like, he did quite well.
He was alright. It wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
I mean, well,
It was
you know,
pretty
he did.
good.
You know, the first 5 rooms were fine, and then you know we didn't see anything on Bo Landmos, or sorry, on Landmos 2.
Yeah, I was watching
Hopefully-
Willard at that time. You're right.
Yeah. Let's see if he can get his revenge on Moldorm, that he doesn't fall. I thought he was actually gonna fall there, get knocked off, but you know, we're all good.
And $300. So no silvers today. What do you think the silvers are? Ganon's gonna tell us.
Pyramid Fairy? I mean, well, I guess it would be like in the Dark World, right? That's what
I
it
am
counts for.
surprised that Jim never did go over to Pyramid Fairy. Like, that one actually did kind of surprise me a lot. Don't think it would have quite made the difference, but it definitely would have given us, you know, that, 45 seconds more talk of excitement, but, you know, Jim's a bully, he didn't want to do that. Alright, so big key for Willard. Got like still one or two more.
We're gonna just give ourselves an extra cycle. It's gonna be like a mulligan.
Yeah, well, you know, it's fine. How many shots does this guy take? Like 13?
I mean, well, we never counted. I actually don't know because we don't have any compasses for Aga 2.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah. I mean, we never even found the compass here either. I don't think we just found the. Actually, we never found the map either.
Alright, well, dropping into Ganon. Nothing ever goes wrong on Ganon, but again, one Ganon fight away puts you in the round of 16. Great spot to be.
Yeah, I think there hasn't been an opponent determined yet for Willard or Gem. I think it's between Tenet and Tiberius, I want to say. Don't quote me on that, but I don't think their match has been scheduled yet.
Alright, so it's going to, and I quote, match between Tenet and Tiberius will be whoever plays in this race, whoever kills Ganon first, likely to be Jim, but again, a couple more fire bat kisses here, and Jim is going to die. He does have a blue potion, but he will never use it.
I'm not sure if I guess we never found any armor. That was quite a lot of health lost on Gem's side.
Yeah, how's he gonna refill his health too? No powder to, you know, go back to GT, climb the tower. Did you find the arrows in Turtle Rock?
Oh, well then. I guess the answer is no.
That would have been a tough one to go to this seed.
I mean, Gem could have gone a lot of places after Ice Palace or Swamp.
I guess that's true, but no fire rod makes it a little rough. Especially too, like that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Silvers would have to be early, like not only because
I guess have to be in like compass chest, right? Yeah, the very first
chest. Keys, but then like dark rooms too were all out of logic as well.
Right. Yeah, I guess you're right. It could have been compass chest, or Chomp's chest, and I think that's it.
I mean, they could still go all the way to like Mimic Cave or something.
Oh, true.
You know, the one right before the dark room. And then if you went any farther than that, looking for the fire rod, you messed up. But yeah, get your G's out for Jim. He's done it. The madman. And Willard just like literally right behind, about to be on Moldorm too, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, both played very well. But yeah, get your G's out in chat for Gem. He is going to be the one who advances in this best of 1 round between himself and Willard. Let's just go off with Willard's time, 1:21:04.
But Willard's gonna have a better sword, so.
Do you think that makes a difference on Ganon? Maybe it'll make a difference on Aga too.
I honestly think that Jim may have gotten hit a little bit less if he had that sword, but
That's actually
technically, as far as timing was considered, no, it didn't. Yeah, but Aga 2, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I missed that one.
Actually, maybe he's gonna be a little bit time safe here on Moldorm as well.
Yeah, he didn't have to use a hook shot.
Yeah.
Now he's got a quick swap to hook shot. Or or just menu. So yeah, I would say it was probably a little
Good
neutral
point,
on
good
that
point.
one. Yeah, GG's. Does look like Jim did finish in first place with a time of 1 minute 20 seconds and 58 seconds. In case you were curious, because
Okay,
we have
sounds
no
good.
idea. And it's up to his discretion if he wants to come talk to us. I could see, honestly, why Jim doesn't want to come talk to us because, you know, of all the things we say about him. But, you know, it's really up to the runners.
He didn't have a follower or a listener, you know, to help him, so he doesn't know anything that we've actually said about him. Hi, Jim.
Oh, that's a good point. Anyways, we're joined by Jim. GG's.
GG's, Jim.
Jeez, I heard it all.
No.
So that was quite the journey. I mean, did you feel how good or bad did you feel? I guess throughout the seed.
Well, I mean, once I found Fire Rod, it was like, well, did he go here early? If yes, I lost, and if no, then it's probably maybe okay.
Well,
and I guess it turned out to be probably maybe okay.
He did go there early, but
yes,
a little bit of a difference. The early game routing was extremely unfortunate for Willard. He kind of did like early Death Mountain and then did South Shore, so he was pretty much kind of. I think he had you were pretty much well ahead, like, you know, Dark World and all that stuff. And then Willard did Thieves Town, you didn't, but then you had Swamp, and it was kind of a toss-up of, you know, who could save time. Willard also went to Hammerless Ice as well.
Oh, okay, that stings.
Yeah. But he did have his, like, Fire Rod. I mean, I actually, I don't believe he checked Hype Cave, and then when he was going into the dam for Go Mode after Fire Rod, he had never been to the dam either. So
yeah.
It was the little divergence of routing, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think when you picked up what, you know, like your Pearl or something, or maybe you were into Dark World, you were probably like a Hera clear ahead of him at that point, because he had to double back on Lost Woods. He had double back to Zora because you know, no Kakariko means no flippers, means he had to go back to Zora. And then he got the mirror right in Lost Woods. He had to go back to Hera like a second time because you climbed the mountain. Yeah, it's quite a bit of time.
And he did do like Hammerless Pod and all that stuff too. So it was like, it was really interesting because it was hard to tell like who was ahead. How come you elected to do like go do Bumper Ledge and all of that stuff before like something like Pyramid Fairy?
Because
just whatever.
the Fire Rod couldn't be lamp locked.
Ah, you're right. That's very smart.
this is why Gem is in top 16.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Yeah, actually,
I told you guys that's why.
I was really hoping for Hammer to be lamp locked, because then it would have been really easy to figure out where the Fire Rod would be, but unfortunately it wasn't.
It looks like Willard also did finish up Ganon, so get your GGs out in chat for him. He does finish with a 124.58, at least according to his timer. Will be his exit from the tournament at the round of 32. Let's see if in this case we can get him also in here to chat a bit.
That must have been like a really weird feeling, like having your Go Mode being Fire Rod when you kind of knew all the stuff that like it was gated behind, like at the very start of the seed.
Yeah. Made it really weird. And the entire time I was hoping for some progression to be locked behind Lamp to make it more easy.
And you skipped the one chest in Ice Palace too, right? The Ice Tea?
Man, if I don't get a small key by the time I'm at Freezers and I have to jump down, I'm just not doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
You
screw that.
Tiberius, if you're listening.
That did let you skip out on Powder. That's where that item was.
Well, I don't mind, because I did left side swamp for goddamn mushroom.
Yeah. It was funny too because you both had found those like literally at the same time. Because he was in there, you know, without the hammer, getting a you know, a powder, and I was like, oh, that's fun. And then you got Mushroom Swamp, and I was like, all right, well, I guess they both will just never go where they should.
Yeah. Other than that, I think most stuff was straightforward. I I got rewarded for not immediately going to Eastern. Because I found Flute, which made it a little bit faster to do Eastern with Flute.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
I
gamers.
got one hook shot too.
Yo,
Hey, what are
Willard,
GGs?
GG's?
GG's. Man, just do Overworld. Warhead, piece of cake game. It's so rough when you like go up and like go back up to the mountain and there's nothing on East Death Mountain and there's just a sword on Dark Death Mountain. And then you do some Overworld, but it's like it's so hard to commit to doing more when you have Pod right there, or Ice right there, or Swamp or Thieves. It's not my ideal kind of seed, but glad I kept it close.
I mean, it was actually really hard to tell. I was legitimately confused to see like who was ahead or who wasn't ahead because you were missing Hammer and Jim was missing Fire Rod, and it was like I have no idea who's gonna get to what first because of you know where they were.
Yeah, I heard I got the Hammer first, but
or no, Jim got the Hammer first, but it was your go mode.
I got to my go mode first. Sorry.
But yeah, Jim had 3 crystals ahead of you at that time. Yeah.
Were any of your, I guess, like mid to late game decisions influenced by your early game decision? Like, did you feel behind at all?
Yeah. I mean, having to go back with like I said to myself, like, all right, as long as Kakariko doesn't have flippers, this is fine. And then of course they show up, and then the mirror shows up as well, and now I'm all of a sudden like, okay, I could get Flute and go to the Mire area and desert and look for Moon Pearl there because I love it when Moon Pearl shows up in checkerboard. But every time I check it, it doesn't have it, and it didn't. So technically, I was right. But then my other mindset was like, man, if I find Moon Pearl first, then I can do. If Moon Pearl's not locked by Flute, is what I was hoping for. Then I can do Catfish into Zora and just kind of combine all those together. But
yeah.
Then I didn't get to do either. So yeah, I felt a little bit behind with my early mid-game routing. That I kind of just had to make some choices, and like I was saying earlier, it's so tough to make a choice that doesn't feel awful in this kind of seed scenario. Because it's like if you make a route, you're kind of somewhat committed to diving that dungeon on that route. Like if you go Catfish Pyramid, it's like, well, I have to go Pod because otherwise getting back here is a real pain in the butt. If I go Smith Chain down to Hype Cave, then of course I'm going to dip Swamp for 2 items because it's right there. If I don't do it then, it's going to be annoying. And honestly, like the only real thing I wish I didn't do was the immediate Ice to Pod, because every time I have a late Hammer Seed and I pick one, it's not there, I always go to the other one and then it's not there. And then I'm like, this sucks.
I feel you, man.
I hate late Hammer Seeds. And I was saying to myself, like after I found Ether, I was like, man, if Hammer's in Mire, and then it slowly realized, like, no, wait, that's bad, because then that means that that's probably going to be Gem's go mode, and if he just didn't do the Pod Ice, then I'm in a bad spot. So, and then it was, and I laughed, and then I just played out the rest of the seed. Whatever, didn't matter to me. I wasn't looking at race chat. I just wanted to finish this one because of the 3 times I faced Gem, I think he's always beaten me by like a minute to like 5 minutes in that frame. Because I think we raced SG Live 2020 in the first round of brackets. And I think he beat me by like 6 minutes. Because there was a bow and hookshot cave that I couldn't get because I didn't have a hookshot. And then didn't we face in League for spoiler week? It was me versus you and
yeah. I think so. You're right.
And that was like another, like, it was like I think 2 minute difference maybe. Something like that. So
yeah, that's right. I remember that. That was so much fun.
That was. So someday I'll beat you, Jim, but today's not that day.
It's impossible, Willard, dude. I feel you, man. He is like unbeatable.
I'll have to watch this one back because I am very curious to see. I definitely made a lot of mistakes in this seed as well, just like going in the wrong entrances, or I screwed up Super Bunny Cave because I look away for 1 second. All of a sudden, I'm pushing a block over there.
Definitely didn't point that out.
That was a new one.
I literally, because I looked at my tracker to be like, oh yeah, is Pot a crystal? And I look back and I see a block sitting there. I'm like, what the heck? That wasn't supposed to happen. But other than that, you know, At least it wasn't a hover seed, I guess. Because I was worried that there'd be something in Hookshot Cave or whatnot, and I didn't feel like practicing Molder and Bounce or hovering. That stuff sucks. I just want to play the game. But yeah, GG's, man. Good luck in round 2.
Thanks.
Or round 3, excuse me.
Oh yeah, you're right. I totally would have believed you if you had said round 2 is next.
For what it's worth, too, Willard, I really liked your opening route, but man, it actually hurt me, like, because of just how punishing like one was compared to the other one, and they like didn't really offset.
Yep. It's really funny because I restreamed a race in this tournament earlier, where I basically copied their route, and they got super punished in their race too. And I'm like, why am I copying their route? If they got punished, I'm just gonna get punished too. But there's like, it's one of those like, there's no way I'm gonna get destroyed by this a second time after seeing it happen to someone else. And yeah, whatever.
Well,
Whatever.
Don't worry, the next
fun.
time you don't do it, it's gonna be the nuts. So yeah, good old rando.
Dude, just needed some goodies to be up on either Death Mountain or not on Zora's Ledge.
Yeah, or just not Zora's Ledge. Yeah, that was
Yeah, like if
the worst item.
Flute had been in Waterfall, like I'd be set, man. I'd be feeling all right. But,
yeah, rough.
Yeah, rough. Or Moon Pearl up on Death Mountain, that would have made me feel better. But it's okay. It's all right. I had fun. So, GG's. Thanks for the comms, tracking, everything.
Thanks for the great race.
Yeah. And good luck again, Jim, in the next round. Kick some butt. Win it all for me.
Thanks, man. I'll do it, man.
All right, sweet. I'll catch you nerds later.
Later.
See ya.
You do.
Yeah. Any other thoughts from you, John?
No, I'm just gonna repeat what Willard said. Thanks for the comms, etc., etc. You heard it already.
It was certainly a very fun race to watch. Lots of question mark decision points. So, but yeah, really glad you won. And yeah, I think round of 16 is coming up for you. I don't think you have an opponent yet, but I also think that you're not supposed to be scheduling until I think a week later or something like that. So everyone can start, I guess, round of 16 soon. So you might get a couple days off here. You know, before your next tournament match. Yeah.
Before you go, Jim, do you want to say anything to the audience about opening any chest in Skull Woods?
Don't.
Okay. Well, there you have it, everybody.
We're very glad that you decided to, you know, at least get the crystal before heading up the mountain. Also, remembering the pod also needed to be completed before you head on up, so that was a good thing.
Yeah, I actually kept that in my mind this time. Proud of myself.
All right, well, yeah, again, GG's. Good luck on your next round, I guess, whenever that happens. I don't have anything else to add. Clearmouse, you want to kick us out of here?
Yeah, sounds good. Again, yeah, thank you, Willard. Thank you, Jen, for this actually really exciting race. Again, lots of back and forth, and it's always a ton of fun for you to watch. Oh, congratulations on your 501 escape time, Jen. That's actually pretty cool to see.
So it was a 501?
It was a 501, yeah.
I'm 2 for 2 with my timer freezing and restreams this tournament. It's pretty upsetting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So yeah, I had no idea what time I got. It just felt pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was
That's
the only thing I would say is you did open the map chest as well, or the Sank chest that had the map in it. But Willard did the same thing,
right. Shame.
but it's okay. So it evened out.
Yeah, I remembered all chests except one, so I didn't want to take the risk. Go with it.
I also want to thank Sammy for our tracker. She is awesome. Thank you so much, Sammy. Kept track of every single thing, even reminding us what everyone has actually all gotten. Really easy to be able to do commentary with an accurate tracker. So thank you so much, Ak. This was fun. Looking forward to next time. Yeah. Until then, I think there are a couple of other just like random matches going. I don't think they have any restreams officially on SG or or ZSR, but I do believe there is Rambler versus Coin Chaser tonight at 8 p.m. I think Gilgamesh is going to stream that. It's on the sign-up sheet, so feel free to guys hop over there if you guys want more casual boots rando. But I think until then, as top 32 and 64 kind of trickle in and finish up, probably next week I think is when all the like official restream stuff is going to start. So be on the lookout. Until then, have a great rest of your weekend.
Later, GG's.